It's time for the moment you've been waiting for!
Okay, so obviously I've gotten so many requests for this video after my Deathclaw video. For example, for the love of God, please do the hardest enemy, I'm begging you. There's also this one. Do hardest MEA. That's coming from Fall Out Boy, the actual band Fall Out Boy. I also like the simplicity of Bloatfly! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Okay, enough with this stupid bit about the comments I've gotten. You all know what you came here for, and I hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the legendary Bloatfly. Okay, so just like before, let's take a look at the enemy's stats. The legendary Bloatfly has 2,000 health, over double the amount that Rar had. It also has a higher damage threshold than Rar, at 20. But the main difference between the Bloatfly and Rar is that the Bloatfly is a ranged attacker. It can fire a plasma projectile that does 300 damage. Remember that Rar's melee hits did 350, and I made a big deal about that? So we're getting hits that are about the same strength, but also at range. It doesn't even matter that it's 50 less. At level 1, it's still instant death. Also, when it dies, it explodes in a plasma grenade-like fashion that is also instant death for a squishy level 1. So this is way harder than Rar. I mean, it attacks at range, and it has more health than DT. What more could you ask for? So surely I'm using a different, more powerful weapon than what I did with Rar, right? No. I decided to just use the plasma pistol again. It's a good way to go. I'm also going to be spawning in the Bloatfly the same way, outside Goodsprings with console commands. Kind of. Remember this, it's going to come back up later, because I kind of went insane while doing this. And finally, the rules of the challenge. Same rules as last time, but with one modification. In case you don't remember, the rules from last time are these, with the one modification being no using the courier stash items. Last time this was no courier stash period, but I decided that I should be allowed to sell the items, just not use or wear them. However, this does make this potentially impossible without having the courier stash, since I haven't tested getting all the caps you need without this. But if you don't have a 99-cent DLC for a 12-year-old game, I really don't know what to tell you at this point. With that, let's get this show on the road. So I started the game and gave myself an appropriate name. I chose how my character would look, and then I picked my special stats, which are as follows: 3 strength for weapon requirements, 10 perception for energy weapons, 1 endurance, 3 charisma for barter, 3 intelligence for science, 10 agility for reloading, and 10 luck for critical hits. For my tag skills, I picked barter, energy weapons, and science. Putting points into intelligence and science happened to be a mistake though. I did it because I thought maybe I would want to use overcharged energy cells, but I ended up making do with regular energy cells, so yeah, whatever. And for my traits, I picked the best damage dealing traits, fast shot and built to destroy. And I walked out into the wasteland. Now the first thing I did was get bombarded by a bunch of DLC pop-ups. Once that was over with though, I walked into the Goodsprings general store to see Chet. And I love Chet so much that I stuck around with him for 9 days. Okay, so not 9 actual days, but it takes 3 in-game days for a shop to restock. So I sold everything I had and bought what I needed. And what I needed was a plasma pistol, mods for the plasma pistol, ammo, and more ammo. When he ran out, I waited. And waited. And waited. By the end of it, I had a plasma pistol with all the mods on it, as well as around 500 energy cells, which I'm pretty sure is enough ammo to start a small country. You know, if you used it wisely. But I'm not going to be using them wisely. I'm going to be using all this ammo to kill a single fly. You know that scene from The Karate Kid with the fly and the chopsticks? Well, this is going to be like that, except with 250 blasts of green energy and an explosion for good measure. So I spawned in the Bloatfly, and immediately started shooting at it. As you'd expect, I died pretty quickly. But not that quickly. And this is the moment where I learned about the Bloatfly's major weakness. You see, the thing about the Bloatfly is that while its attack is ranged and does a crapload of damage, its attack is also very inaccurate, sometimes comically so. So, this weakness seems to have made the challenge a lot easier, right? Well, yeah, but it ended up driving me insane. So obviously shooting at it until it dies wasn't gonna work, because why the fuck would that work? So instead I opted for a different strategy, namely, I literally ran for the hills, trying to dodge the blasts of instant death that were being hurled my way. Once I got to cover though, I started shooting, and shooting, and shooting. I had to quick save frequently because I died. A lot. But you know, I can just reload a save. No biggie, right? It would also barely even move, but over the course of the fight, it would start to encroach on my cover, so I had to move a couple of times. Using all of these strategies, I was finally able to kill the hardest enemy in Fallout New... Wait. Yeah, I ran out of ammo. And fuck me if that isn't the most embarrassing part of this whole ordeal. But I still had some caps left over, so I went back to Chet and bought more ammo as well as another plasma pistol to repair the first one with. Because during the fight, the condition on my weapon was starting to get down there, and it was starting to hurt in the damage department. My shots weren't even going through the Bloatfly's armor by the end, which meant I really needed to repair my weapon. But by employing largely the same strategies as the first time, I was able to do it. But you and I both know that that's not the end, because I was not satisfied. I mean, it took me like an hour to pull that off. There wasn't really any strategy involved, I just sort of did it. I remembered back to some of the people on my Deathclaw video who complained that I fought Rar in Goodsprings. Well, I guess this next part's for you, because I was going to the Bloatfly's home turf, the mysterious cave. I used console commands to teleport myself to the mysterious cave, which is in the Old World Blues DLC. I killed a couple of Bloatflies with my bare hands to save on ammo, and then I found it. My enemy, my sworn enemy. Immediately I started shooting at it, and died. I reloaded a save, and died again. And again. And again. So clearly the shooting at it until it dies strategy wasn't going to work here either, but it was worth a shot. As for the current state of things, I was basically pinned down next to the entrance, so I decided to try and make a run for it towards some better cover. After a couple of tries, I was able to make it over to this pillar in the middle of the cave. Here, I tried to do a sneaky strategy of just peeking around for every shot, and hoping that the Bloatfly wouldn't be fast enough to shoot me. Yeah, I don't have to tell you that that shit didn't work. But hey, at least I tried. After about 10 minutes of dying over and over, I wanted to see if maybe I could find something that could help me in the cave. Whether that be a new strategy or a weapon or anything. Keep in mind that before this moment, I had never fought the legendary Bloatfly. When I play Old World Blues, I try to get out of it as quickly as possible because I hate it. So I never knew about this boss before it showed up on the list of hardest enemies. And I had no idea what was even in this cave. Eventually, though, I came up to a top area, where hopefully I could find something. And I guess I did find something, because I found a glove. A fucking glove. How fitting is it that the weapon that I find in this cave is one of the only weapons from Old World Blues that will not help me. At this point, I had explored the entire cave and I couldn't find a single strategy or item that could possibly help me, meaning that there was only one way out of this. Doing this fight like an asshole, save scumming the entire way while peeking around corners. It was the only way out. There's no arcane strategy that can save me this time. Or is there? I ended up finding this completely by accident, but if you crouch down and hide behind this mushroom, the legendary Bloatfly will get confused and just not shoot you. And so you can just shoot it until it dies. But to get real for a second, you know this is an exploit, and I know this is an exploit, which means I have to do this for real. So, I reloaded a save, and soon enough, I was back in hell. My strategy was to hide behind the pillar in the middle of the room and peek out and shoot at the Bloatfly. The reason I picked the pillar is because, in case the Bloatfly started moving towards me, I could just walk around the pillar. And so I got to work. What followed was the most tedious and soul-rending fight I have ever experienced in a video game. The fight only took me 20 minutes, and yet it felt like 50. All this fight was shooting and hoping I don't die. If I die, reload and keep save scumming. At this point, I slowly realized that this wasn't really a challenge. There was no skill involved here. It's completely random if you get hit and die or if you don't. I was juking back and forth the whole time because I thought maybe that would help me dodge projectiles, but there's not really a difference between juking left and right like this and running at full speed in one direction. You're still gonna get hit either way. It's all luck. It's all a complete crapshoot. What's interesting about it? But I did beat the legendary Bloatfly, so here's a montage, I guess. At this point, I was pretty jaded. When I beat Rar, I felt like I had accomplished something, truly and honestly. But when I beat this thing, I slumped back in my chair and thought, ugh, I'm glad that's over. I didn't feel like I had done anything of value. Like sure, I beat the legendary Bloatfly, but I did it by save scumming my way through 150 deaths. It'd be like celebrating winning one blackjack hand after losing 1,000. Still, I did what the title of this video calls for. I beat the legendary Bloatfly at level 1. And I had done it for real, as much as I felt nothing. So, that's the end. There's nothing else for me to do. Or was there? Yeah, get him, Rar. Yeah, fuck you, you stupid fucking fly. Oh, I gotta see that again. Yeah! You fucking... This is the stupidest bit I've done in this video. Oh, what the... What the hell? What? What the hell is, Nope, I'm getting the fuck out.